evening. If you are watching on other platforms, please feel free to jump over there. And at the very least, hit the thumbs up. I would much appreciate that as we get started here. And if you so choose, you could just hang out there and watch there for the rest of the show here. Be nice to get the views over there. It's not too much trouble. I'd appreciate it. All right, let me get my chats up on my other computer here. So I can see you fine people. Chat with you a bit. There's my D Live. Oh yeah, Rumble chat resets every morning now. That's right. I gotta. Used to not do that. I don't know why. Something changed. Okay, there we are. Hello, Rumble. Good to see you, Rumble. Now let's get us some YouTube here. Oop. Hello, YouTube. Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. There you go. All right, let's get cooking with the news here. No idea. I have no idea what to expect tonight. I've not looked at anything, so we'll see. See what we find together. Always kind of makes it fun. So I don't think I have anything tagged since last night. Maybe. Oh yeah. Okay. I guess I lied a little bit. I guess I did see some stuff like early this morning. We'll skip Mayor and Cheryl Hines. Yeah. All right, FBI bribe file exposes $10 million Biden payoff from Ukraine. Really? Oh boy. Hey. Biggest scandal in modern American history just went nuclear, according to documents the FBI tried to bury. Confidential source told investigators that Joe and Hunter Biden were each paid $5 million in bribes by a top Burisma executive, allegedly. I don't know. They kind of make a big deal about this one. Like they fight this one big time. But I saw some arguments about it. In fact, wish I could remember the exact nature of them. Let's play this. Let's see. $10 million bribe proof. Okay.
Fox News alert, we're learning what's in the Biden bribe document that the FBI has been trying to hide. And the allegation inside this document is explosive. Sources familiar with the document tell Fox News Digital that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden were paid $10 million in bribes by Ukraine. This was while Joe Biden was vice president. A highly credible confidential source had multiple meetings and conversations with a top executive at Burisma, the Ukrainian gas company where Hunter worked, and these conversations stretched for 5 years. And the source told the FBI about these conversations in June 2020.
Ooh.
That's right as Joe Biden was wrapping up the Democrat nomination. The Burisma executive told the FBI's confidential source that Burisma had to pay the Bidens for help getting rid of the Ukrainian prosecutor who was investigating.
I don't watch what's his name? Brain farting on his name right now. Jesse, whatever his name is, every night. So I don't know if this is like a couple months old, or is this fresh? Does anyone watch him? Can anyone tell me? I always hate when stuff is like undated and you can't tell. Really wish they would date their broadcasts instead of just times. Always wonder. All right, where's my chats at? Yeah, it's quite a big deal, regardless.
Much done by himself. People who've seen this document say it looks like a pay-to-play scheme. The confidential source said the Burisma executive told him he paid the Bidens in such a manner through so many different bank accounts that investigators would not be able to unravel this for at least 10 years. Now, this jives with how the Chinese paid the Bidens, laundering money through a maze of LLCs.
Thank you, Nanamar. So Nanamar says he wasn't on last night. Rachel Duffy filled in. So this can't be. Could be at least a couple nights old, if not more. Jim Ferguson. Idea. All right. Well, anyway. Let me get to the real pile here. The known fresh stuff. 2 weeks old, thank you. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, you are the best, Steph. There we are. One down, one to go. Senate votes to end the shutdown. That was obviously yesterday. After 50-plus days at home, the House has officially been, called back to D.C. to reopen government. Votes now scheduled for Wednesday at 4 p.m. Now that the Senate has ushered it through. That is a good question. How many of these people won't show up on time? I wonder. Package to reopen the government is simple. Same clean CR funding bill House Republicans passed back in September. Extended just to January 30th. Okay. They've been doing it this way for a while.
What exactly is the deal? Is there any change from just is there something different than just your clean resolution, because you wouldn't have to vote on it? What's in it that that has to go over to the House?
Well, not much. I mean, the CR, the Clean Continuing Resolution that you explained we passed back in September, mid-September, seems like a decade ago now, is virtually unmodified except for the date, because we were going to extend another 7 weeks, which would have given us until November 21st. But of course, because of the Democrats' shenanigans, they ate all the time off the clock now. So that date will now be pushed to January 30th, which will allow us in Congress time to finish the regular order of appropriations to get the government funded in due course. Then we'll also add to this package 3 of those legislative appropriations bills. And so you'll have the legislative branch bill, you'll have military construction and VA, and the agriculture bill. So that means, in layman's terms, what it'll make sure of is it will ensure that all these folks that are covered by those bills are covered until the end of the next fiscal year, which is next September 2026. So you're talking about farmers, veterans, all these essential services and things that have been held up. We'll take care of that in one big foul swoop. And also we're going to make sure in the bill that we go back and back pay all these federal employees who have been made to sacrifice so much because the Democrats have been playing political.
Of course. No surprise there, I guess. 21 gun salute for Trump's arrival at Arlington Cemetery today to honor Veterans Day. I saw him flying like right over our house today. Unfortunately, the phone was dead, but it was like it was pretty low. It was interesting. I don't know if it was like on the way out from this or what. Such a beautiful, beautiful place. Like they delivered remarks there too. Not going to play that, but we'll check out a minute or so. Let's see. Skip forward to the big man. Where's the big man? All right.
out the nuclear capability of Iran in about a matter of seconds. Once they got there, they traveled a total of 37 hours. But once they got there, they were very quick.
Talking about the B-2 mission.
Pinned down for hours without artillery or air support. A fellow soldier was shot in the chest, and Captain Swenson crossed an open field to aid his brother in arms. People said, "Don't do it, Captain, don't do it." He did it. When the terrorists closed in around them and demanded their surrender,
must be like a Medal of Honor recipient telling the story of.
Swenson threw a grenade at the enemy and rallied his men to break their advance. He then carried the wounded soldiers hundreds of yards to a rescue helicopter before charging back 3 times, back and forth,
Wow.
into the fire to save the wounded and bring them home.
Wow.
Even after 7 hours of fighting, he refused to leave any man behind. Retired Lieutenant Colonel William Swenson is here with us in Arlington, and for his actions that day, he proudly wears the Congressional Medal of Honor. Colonel Swenson, thank you very much. Thank you very much, please. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
The ultimate honor. Thank you. Another person who shows the Medal of the American veteran is Dale Stovall. As an Air Force
Got another one.
helicopter pilot in Vietnam, Captain Stovall was assigned to
All right,
rescue
well,
a down.
you know what? We're going to have to listen to these. Veterans Day and all. We got it. All right. Sorry if this has already been played, but I want to hear these.
American airmen deep in hostile territory. Despite the extreme peril, Captain Stovall took off in his HH-53C helicopter and soon came under intense fire, forcing him to turn back. But the captain refused to abandon his mission. The next day, he willingly plunged back into the danger while taking fire from all directions. He didn't have a chance, he felt, but he said, "I got to do it." He rescued the downed American pilot who had been stranded on the ground for 23 days and brought him back home alive, completing the deepest rescue behind enemy lines in the entire Vietnam War.
Wow.
For this and 11 other harrowing rescues, he was a brave guy. Dale received the famous Air Force Cross and the Distinguished Flying Cross and 2 Silver Stars, making him the 4th most combat decorated Air Force Academy grad of all time. He retired as a brigadier general after 31 years of service. General Stovall, you are a legend. Please, thank you, General Stovall. Thank you very much. Thank you. You look good, General. You look. I wish I looked that good.
It does.
You look
Absolutely. Yeah.
good. Thank you very much, General. America's warriors never quit, never surrender. They fight, 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 and they win, win, win. That's what we do. We win battles. As you know, today is not only Veterans Day, but it's my proclamation that we are now going to be saying and calling Victory Day for World War I. Victory Day. You know, I was recently at an event and I saw France was celebrating Victory Day, but we didn't.
Yeah.
And I saw France was celebrating another Victory Day for World War II.
Yep.
And other countries were celebrating. They were all celebrating. We're the one that won the wars. And I said, from now on, we're going to say Victory Day for World War I and World War II. And we could do for plenty of other wars, but we'll start with those 2. Maybe someday somebody else will add a couple of more because we won a lot of good ones. But when I see other countries celebrating Victory Day, I watched it. I watched UK, I watched Russia. They were celebrating Victory Day, World War II. And I said, we got to have a Victory Day. Nobody even talked about it in our country. But from now on, we're going to be celebrating.
It really is a bit odd, if you have to think about it, that it isn't. Maybe at one time it was a bigger deal here. I'm sure. In fact, I'm sure it was. I know it was. But at some point before I was born, it just kind of like became less and less of a concern with each passing year. I don't know. And it didn't really seem to do so in other countries, European countries. Maybe perhaps because it hits so much closer to home for them, obviously, and you know, the damage and you know, visual representations of it were all around them, still are to this day. So a little less easy for them to forget. Maybe that's it. Who knows? Weird though.
Victory Day for World War I, for World War II, and frankly for everything else. Under the Trump administration, we're restoring the pride and the winning spirit of the United States military. That's why we have officially renamed the Department of Defense back to the original name, Department of War.
Okay, I guess that's it for the stories. I had to hear that one though. That was good. All right, let's keep looking through these here. Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, apps. Place is really something. If you've never been there, you should really go. Reese.
I tell you,
Doug Collins, excuse me. Now the Secretary of Veterans Affairs.
it was an honor to be here, but it was even bigger honor just over a year ago when President asked me to take this job. And I asked him a simple question. I said, Mr. President, what would you like me to do? And he looked at me with a simple phrase. He said, take care of our veterans. I tell all the rest of the cabinet, I've got the best job in the world because I get to take care of the best people in the world, the veterans of the United States of America. And this president is firmly committed to making sure this happens. The VA is a different place today than it was just 9 months ago. 9 months ago, there was more of an inner reflection. Now it is an outer reflection. The only thing that matters at the VA is that the veteran comes first. All we do is not about a bureaucracy or where we're from. It's about the veteran who walks through our door. Without the veteran, we have no job. The VA now understands that we do nothing else except take care of the veteran and do things for them.
80.
But the best part of this is that there is something to understand. Is that Veterans Day, unlike the others we celebrate, is about everyday people doing extraordinary things. Veterans Day is about men and women who come from small towns, hamlets, villages, and big towns. And they make a decision in their life to raise their right hand and say, I'm committing to something bigger than myself. I'm stepping forward where many will not. I'm raising my right hand and committing myself to service to a country, as I said just the other day, to make and ensure that our military is the biggest and baddest in the world. Our veterans make that possible. But the best part of this
So whether you gave
Now on advance.
a little bit or whether you gave a lot, every single person who put on the uniform of this nation deserves our gratitude on this day especially, but every day. And so from the Vice President and the entire administration to our nation's veterans, thank you for your service, thank you for your sacrifice, and thank you for making us proud every single day.
Have anyone else? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see if we missed any especially interesting remarks from Trump here, and then on Veterans Day, we honor those who've worn the uniform, defended our freedom for 200 years.
Every captain of industry, every pioneer of science, and every star whose brilliance has lit up the lights of Broadway all share one thing in common. They only had the chance to soar because the veterans had the courage to serve. They took care of those people. They took care of all the stars.
They did.
Stars that you read about wouldn't be here without our veterans. Everything we have, everything our country has achieved has been purchased by the muscle, spine, and steel of the United States military. We owe it all to the fierce and noble men and women of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, and the United States Marines. Every captain of industry, every pioneer. Today we remember with overwhelming gratitude the more than 1 million American service members who have made the supreme sacrifice and laid down their lives for the good old USA. Generation after generation, America's warriors have left behind the comforts of home and family to face violence, evil, and death so that our families could know joy, goodness, and peace. We honor them so strongly. Our heroes have lived through unthinkable nightmares so we could live the American dream, and the American dream is coming back again, stronger than ever before, and you'll see that as the next few years evolve. They have volunteered to give their last breaths to all of us so that we could breathe free. And today we know without any doubt in our hearts that after 2.5 centuries, America stands tall because America's veterans stood so strong.
Interesting.
So strongly. Our heroes have lived through unthinkable nightmares so we could live the American dream. And the American dream is coming back again, stronger than ever before, and you'll see that as the next few years evolve.
Really hope so. Because I don't know, it's looking kind of iffy in many ways. Many ways. Not so much in others, so I'll definitely say that too. But we got some problems. I mean, good golly, we got some freaking issues to deal with. To put it mildly.
Under my leadership, we're also fighting for the great veterans who have always been there for us, and especially when we needed them and needed them most. In 9 months, the Trump administration has cut the backlog of VA benefit claims in half. That's a big achievement, and Doug is going to get it down to 0. During the Biden administration, the backlog exploded like we had never seen before, and I'm going to eliminate 100% of that backlog. We're moving at that pace, and already we've processed more than 3 million backlog claims, the most of any year in the history of the VA. We've added more than 1 million extra service hours across the VA centers, and we've opened 20 new facilities in 13 states, something that people said just not possible to do. We also have brought back VA choice and VA accountability, taken away by the Biden administration, so that when you have to wait online, you go out and you get yourself a doctor. We pay for the doctor if you have to wait. And the other thing is we fired thousands of people who didn't take care of our great veterans. They were sadists, they were sick people, they were thieves, they were everything you want to name, and we got rid of over 9,000 of them. And then when Biden came in, he hired them back, many of them, but we got rid of them. And I think we got rid of them permanently. We replaced them with people who love our veterans, not people who are sick people.
All right. Sick people. Yeah.
From the very beginning of our country, our great American flag has always been shielded and protected by a special caste of citizen who has stepped forward to safeguard liberty's cause. When danger came, when duty called, when Almighty God asked, who had the will and the strength to defend the land of the free, each and every American veteran stood up and said, here I am, send me, here I am. They've come from every corner of this nation, from the cornfields of Iowa to the hills and valleys of California, from the steel towns of Pennsylvania to the vast plains of Texas, from the banks of the mighty Mississippi to the 5 boroughs of New York City. With selfless commitment and unyielding conviction, they made themselves America's ramparts and became the shield between our homeland and those who would do us harm. With everything they had, they did one thing above all else. They put America first.
Alrighty, there we go. Oh, that's right. Thought I heard talk about this. Maybe Radix is texting me something. Said something about it. Clinton corruption files. What is this? Bondi and Patel unleash new evidence about the foundation. Really? Such as? Okay, Bondi and Patel produced to Congress. Okay, a new cache of documents showing how Bill and Hillary Clinton's foundation collected donations from foreign and domestic interests seeking influence. Of course they did. Bad. Raising fresh concerns that such evidence was kept from federal prosecutors who tried to investigate pay-to-play allegations against them roughly a decade ago. Officials told Just the News that the documents were transmitted to the Senate Judiciary Committee in recent days and detail numerous instances of foreigners and even a U.S. defense contractor seeking to curry favor with the Clintons through donations to their family charity, including when, Hillary Clinton was serving as Secretary of State. Bill Clinton was president from 1993 to 2001. The official said some of the evidence was flagged by whistleblowers who claimed that such evidence was kept from a corruption investigation that was being conducted in 2015 by the Little Rock, Arkansas U.S. Attorney's Office before it was then shut down by the Obama admin's Justice Department. Wow. This is dirty business, you guys. The documents will make clear that there was an effort to obstruct legitimate inquiries into the foundation by blocking real investigation by line-level FBI agents and DOJ field prosecutors, and keeping them from following the money. Of course, I mean, once you do that, it kind of becomes pretty obvious, doesn't it? Officials said they've been gathering the evidence for weeks and have dubbed the documents the Clinton corruption files. Bondi and Patel hope to make the documents public by as soon as the end of the week, once they work through some issues protecting whistleblower identities. Huh. Officials said they also expect new evidence to be released this week in the Arctic Frost investigation conducted by Jack Smith, including new contacts between the special prosecutor who pursued Donald Trump and top officials like former FBI Director Chris Wray, and new details on how that probe sought to pierce the privacy of members of Congress by gathering their phone records. It's all kind of starting to tumble out there. Oh boy. All right, anything else? Just the News reported earlier this year that the FBI had 3 separate investigations into possible pay-to-play allegations against the Clinton Foundation, but all of them were closed down after Obama Deputy Attorney General Sally frickin' Yates ordered agents to literally shut it down. Did she use those exact words? I mean, they put that in quotes, so... Did she literally say the line? Wow. If so, wow. Either way, wow. Officials said the new documents will detail how lower-level FBI agents and prosecutors kept information from reaching decision-makers in the various probes of the Clinton Foundation. Wow. Everything we have been talking about for years, good to see it finally reaching official channels, visibly and publicly. Going to need to go further, though, but I think that's the intent at this point. It's only a matter of time. UK suspends some intelligence sharing with the US over, they're concerned that cocaine boats might get bombed. Whatever, UK, if you say so.
Time and again, America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you, because our soldiers never give up, never surrender, and never, ever quit. They fight, 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 and they win, win, win.
It's clear to me why President Trump says all the time we're the strongest, most powerful, most lethal, and most prepared military on the planet. Because you are that strength. You are that power. You are that lethality. And you are prepared. It is on your shoulders that we stand, and it is to you that I am committed each and every day to simply have your back.
Posted by the Department of War, aka DOD. All right. Assistant AG Harmeet Dillon launching an investigation into UC Berkeley. Good. Allowing a total war zone to break out at Turning Point USA's campus event last night. No way, I completely missed that. What the heck? All right, I gotta check out some of this crap. The Civil Rights Division will investigate what happened here, and I see several issues of concern, serious concern, regarding campus and local security and Antifa's ability to operate with impunity in California. And I got to bookmark that. Or rather, I'll see if I can find her official tweet. Jeez. Look at that. Fucking E30's doing burnouts. Is that a Volvo? Come back here, car. Oh no, no, that's a BMW. All right, I need to find her tweet. I need to bookmark that from my pile. There we go. All right, let's see some of this last night. Oh boy. Wow. This got kind of crazy.
And there's literally so many unhinged people.
OMG, there are like so many unhinged people here, you guys.
Like, look at this.
Like, look at this. Oh, ew, ick.
This is the liberal view.
What the fuck? Bizarre! God, man. Los Angeles is fried.
Literally, this is the stuff conservatives have to deal with because you have unhinged liberals. This is the we're dealing with.
Golly, California's a weird place, man.
Genuinely insane. What is wrong with people?
Indeed.
Genuinely
Indeed, random Californian homosexual man.
insane.
I agree. Jeez. Yeesh. Well, okay then. That was... Let's see if we can find any more. Hoping for some aerial footage
On
here.
top of breaking news starts in about an hour as you take a look at that large group outside of that event. We have seen that crowd continuing to grow as the afternoon has gone on. We want to show you some video from within the last hour. We've highlighted for you as some fights broke out in this crowd. Again, we know 2 people have been detained as emotions are high and tensions are high, as we saw some of those protesters clashing with people waiting in line to get inside. We know the university has added enhanced security measures. They've called in a lot of police from Berkeley as well as UC Berkeley, and Turning Point USA has also hired some of their own independent security to be on campus. There are strict policies to actually get inside of Zeller Bach Hall, but we know certainly tensions are high outside of Zeller Bach Hall right now. We want to show you some more.
Wowie. All right. Miss anything there? No. Okay. Growing number of Democrats are calling for Schumer to really? For Schumer to step down? You're kidding.
Brett, good evening to you. Like you mentioned, the Senate has begun voting. This is
Like who? Who's calling for him to step down?
a 8-vote series with that final passage coming right at the very end of those 8 votes. You're going to see some amendment votes. You're going to see some speeches in between. It will take about an hour or so, maybe a little bit more than an hour for this to finally get to final passage. And you have to believe that there are Democrats all across the nation right now that are watching this screen, watching this with us. And there is a lot of political backlash against their Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer for exactly what we're watching take place right now. Tonight, a growing number of Democrats are calling for Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to step down.
You know, respect his service, but time to move on.
It comes after 7 Senate Democrats and 1 independent took a Republican deal to break the filibuster and reopen the government.
I mean, he's definitely getting up there in age, but
without securing the one issue they'd been fighting for, extending the Affordable Care Act subsidies. Progressive Congressman Ro Khanna calling Schumer, who did not vote for the deal, no longer effective and should be replaced. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib adding, Senator Schumer has failed to meet this moment and is...
Well, if you didn't like the old Democratic Party, the current Democratic Party, you really are going to hate the new one. I can just about promise you that. Well, I mean, take a look at all that shit happening in Berkeley and elsewhere. Well, and New York. Look at the recent election in New York for evidence thereof. Not going to be good. As bad as Chuck Schumer is, what's coming is a lot worse. Deputy AG Todd Blanche has notified federal judge in New Jersey that the Trump admin and or the Department of Homeland Security has removed tweets about LaMonica McIver and her arrest in May, including the tweet below in which Homeland Security accused McIver of a stunt. Why, I wonder? Just ahead of the trial or something. Probe seeks to prove cabal of Democrats led by Obama to destroy Trump. What? Grand conspiracy probe. This. All the subpoenas going out of Florida. Yeah, that's right. They are, I promise you, sweating over this. And all the right people, too. All the right people. Yeah, this is good. Jason Quinones, U.S. Attorney for Southern District of Florida, has subpoenaed at least 30 Obama officials, 30 of them, with an investigation into Trump's 2016 campaign. Okay. Quinones has now issued more than 24 subpoenas. Oh, thank you. Woo! Here's a good sandwich. Did you put the barbecue sauce on it? Oh, you're the best, honey. Thank you. Mwah. Okay. Where were we here? Quinones has now issued more than 24 subpoenas, some to officials who took part in the Russia inquiry. So far, of course, they include James Clapper, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page. Oh, yeah. And it's more than just them, too. Oh, man. This is going all the right places, I promise you. Pat McAfee's show on interviewing the president. Oh, good for him.
I will like to say, though, for the immediate people that are going to be mad about that happening, as President of the United States, it's Veterans Day. He's Commander-in-Chief. Obviously, if we have the opportunity to talk to him, we're going to, and he is hilarious. I will like to say, though, for the immediate people that are going to be mad about that happening, as President of the United States, it's Veterans Day. He's Commander-in-Chief. Obviously, if we have the opportunity to talk to him.
That's pretty cool.
To me, it means taking care of the veterans because they've taken care of us. And, you know, we have a 92% approval rating at the VA. And I just got back from making a speech. It was beautiful. The whole surrounding, the whole, I don't know if you've got to witness it a little bit on television, but it was something. And the veterans have taken such good care of us. What I think of with the veterans is how do I take care of the veterans? And we've done a really good job. Doug Collins, as you know, is the secretary. And we have a tremendous approval rating. We do a couple of things. Number one, we allow veterans, if they have to wait online, we allow veterans to go see a doctor. If we take care of the price, you know, the veterans before me had to wait online for, in some cases, not even believable, months. And they had something that could have been taken care of easily, and they ended up becoming terminally ill. And I took care of that. Then Biden came in, and he evaporated that, and I just put it back again. And that was choice, and we have choice, and we also have accountability. We call it Veterans Choice and accountability. We had a lot of bad people at the VA, and you weren't able, because of the various unions and laws and everything else, you couldn't fire anybody. I got that taken care of in Congress, and we let go of 9,000 people and put 9,000 loving people.
Mr. President, how about one last hoorah for the crow?
You want me to do another one? I'll do another one. Hoorah!
You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's great. That's fantastic. Russia unveiled its human-like AI robot, and it didn't go so well. Oh, geez. Yikes. Oh no! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Oh, jeez. That's a boo-boo. That is definitely a boo-boo. That's an owie. New York AG Tish James. Oh boy.
Hello, it's Letitia James.
Yeah, well thanks, I didn't know.
The Attorney General of the great state of New York. My office has been in court fighting to preserve SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps. We have been winning in court, but the federal government is dead set on trying to take away your benefits. So here's what you need to know. If you have benefits on your cards, you can use them. If you are denied at a store that accepts EBT,
it's free. Swipe your EBT.
You should tell them, I have a balance on my EBT card and I am able to use it. If they still refuse your card, file a complaint with my office at the link in my bio. And I promise you this, I'm fighting the federal government every single day on this issue until they back off. Feed the people. Stop the cruelty. Hello, it's the...
Yeah, wow. Yep. Oopsie. There we go. Nasty woman. Heck. Controversial sculpture in Switzerland shows President Trump nailed to a cross while wearing an orange prison jumpsuit. That is definitely a weird one. Okay, then. He did make some strange comments, though. I mean, I don't think there's anything that will get me into heaven. Maybe I'm just not heaven bound. It's definitely an odd quote. I don't know if it was just attempted humility that didn't really come out right, or yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing to say. Foreign nationals applying for U.S. residency could be, denied visas. They have certain medical conditions, including diabetes or obesity, prevent them from becoming drains on the system effectively. Good. What did I miss there? Oh, God, Scott Wiener. Nancy Pelosi's daughter, really, running for Scott Wiener's California State Senate seat as he campaigns, for her mom's congressional spot. Oh, God, no. Can you imagine? That scumbag, pedo enabler, we'll call it, we'll stop just short, and we'll go with pedo enabler. How about that? Pedo enabler Scott Wiener. Can you imagine him replacing? I mean, as bad as Nancy Pelosi is, Scott Wiener, the guy that made it easier for pedos to predate upon their victims. That guy. And unless he's got someone competing within the party against him, he's going to get in there. That's no. Foreign nationals applying for U.S. residency could be denied visas. Yeah, we did that. Trump asked Supreme Court to overturn $5 million judgment in E. Jean Carroll defamation case. Oh. How's that going? Are they going to do it? Are they going to take it up? Trump's lawyers first indicated they would appeal to the Supreme Court back in September. Guess we'll see if they actually follow through. Massive fake news story just busted after the media claimed Commander Greg Bovino and illegal alien roundups are closing up shop in Chicago. Trump admin confirms it's fake news, and that Operation Midway Blitz will continue. Good. It needs to. It needs to for basically the rest of the entire Trump admin, and preferably beyond.
To add to your response to this reporting out of the Chicago Tribune, Bovino's not going anywhere. The agents aren't going anywhere. They're also saying that the FBI and the assistant U.S. attorneys, the on-call task force, they make it up. They are also expected to close up shop in the coming days, per the report. Your response to that?
We're not going anywhere. We are here to stay. The Chicago people demand it, and we will continue to bring safety and security to the men and women on the ground there.
All right. We appreciate you joining us. We had to add to your response to.
Bravo. All right. Yeah, it would really be something, by the way, if the Supreme Court does indeed take up and overturn this freaking ridiculous E. Jean Carroll thing, because they love to turn to that and call him a rapist, and even though that's twisting it, and technically it would be, what was it? What did they call it, like user or something? And it's a civil. It's the whole thing is just ridiculous. But to take that away from them would just be so delicious. It's one of the few things that they can actually. I mean, I don't know that they can really. It's not really legitimate. It's obviously bullshit, but it's one of the few judgments that they can take and wave and say, see, and they do. They love to do it. Just obnoxious. I mean, I would love to just see that ended. See that shut down. Have their little binky taken away from them. Oh, wow. Thieves steal ancient gold from Syria's National Museum, sources say. How much? Six items stolen from the so-called classical wing. Gold ingots. So, no telling how big they were. Could be sizable. Advocacy group wants prosecutor Lindsay Halligan investigated. Yeah, I'll bet they do. Which one? Which one would that be? The Campaign for Accountability. Alleging abuse of power in charges against James Comey and Letitia James. What about their abuse of power? Where were you then, Campaign for Accountability? You gonna campaign for James Comey to be held accountable, or no? Didn't think so. What a joke.
We have Nayland Haley in his very first television appearance. Nayland, thank you so
Nikki Haley's son.
much for joining us today.
Nepo baby.
Why don't we
Nepo baby?
Start with what are
Wow. Why this guy? Who cares about why? Why are we listen, what
are these anxieties that your generation, I think I laid some of them out. What does your generation think is the answer?
Who gives a shit, lady?
To these anxieties?
Well, the big problem is that we are seeing...
Is he wearing eyeliner?
Kids graduate with 6 figures in debt and not having a job to show for it. My main friend group graduated with great degrees from great schools. It's been 1.5 years since graduation. Not one of them has a job, not one. And when we look at...
it's true.
All the other statistics,
it's definitely bad.
See that
it is bad out there.
58% of recent college graduates are unemployed. Of those 42% that are employed, 50% of them are having temporary jobs or jobs that don't require a degree. And then when you...
Of course, that ain't nothing new. This is just as shitty an outlook for my generation, too.
You look at affordability...
Just suck it up, son.
In the housing market, my parents probably bought their first house for $90,000, and now it's probably worth $400,000. I don't see how I'm ever going to own a home, and I do pretty well for myself. So it's not just...
Well, I bet you do there, Mr. Nepo Baby. Getting interviewed on Fox News for your opinions on fucking nothing.
It's me that's feeling it. It's everyone feeling it.
With your eyeliner and your... Good Lord. I'm sure he's a nice, very nice young man, but... Golly. All right, where were we here? Gosh darn it. There, okay. American doctor of 40 years explains how Barack Obama allowed insurance companies to steal unlimited amounts of money from taxpayers with the ACA. Yep.
Where our health insurance costs go up every year, can we get 1 year where it's steady or God forbid they go down? And the reason for that is it was designed that way. There's something called in the Affordable Care Act called the medical loss ratio. The medical loss ratio means that insurance companies must spend between 80 to 85% of all premium dollars on medical services. That means they're limited to 15 to 20% for administrative overhead and profit. So that means that they play a little game. The higher the top line is, the bigger that number is. So now all we did was say, let's charge more each year. If you look each year, the insurance...
Every time, or you don't get the...
companies' revenue.
You don't get the free money.
Go up every year. The second thing they did to get around that was they started vertically integrating. What's vertical integration? That's when you start buying companies that are not insurance companies, but in similar businesses. So they started buying pharmacy benefit managers, which are middlemen for the drug companies. They started buying pharmacies. They started buying physician services and physician groups. So why is that important? Well, think about this. I'm the insurance company. I want to make it look on paper like I'm making my medical loss ratio, because if I don't, I'm going to have to pay a rebate. So what I do is I have my physician over here who's owned, and I overpay him, but he's owned. So when I overpay him, all I'm doing is I'm showing I have an expense here, but it goes back in my other pocket. Same thing for drugs. I can take a $50 drug, I can pay $200 for it. Now I've just gotten around the medical loss ratio because somehow the government can't figure out how to trace that dollar beyond the insurance. So that's how they get
insane
around it, and this is why our insurance premiums go up every year, and they're going to keep going up until we change the system.
Freaking insanity. Thanks, Obama. Whoa, dang. Shocking footage of the Hongqi Bridge collapsing months after opening. What? 2,500-foot Hongqi Bridge partially collapsed in China following a landslide on the mountain where it was built. Oopsie daisy. Didn't, I don't know, take that one into account. It. New York Post with their gigantic ass text bubbles in the way. Put that crap away. Come on, New York Post. Put it away. Can't see it.
Oh, ciao Mattello. Ciao Mattello.
Yikes. Bridge was closed to the public by police just the day before after cracks were discovered on nearby slopes. Thank God. Could have been a very, very bad day. Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey now bulldozing drug-infested homes. Wow.
Well, guess what? Now they got a reason not to like me, because we're going to tear their little playhouse down.
What the frick?
David, you ready?
Oh my gosh, what?
Terry, you ready? Let's go tear their playhouse down.
I mean, is there anything wrong with the home? Oh, that...
And before any of you soft on crime little crybabies start talking and saying, oh, you can't do that, it's illegal. Everything we're doing is legal, and we've done it the right way with the proper paperwork and everything else. Folks, I wouldn't let anybody live
Fair enough.
in this. It's uninhabitable. It is festered
there we go. Okay.
with drugs and everything else. This place is not safe for anybody. It's been condemned, and we are taking it out.
Then absolutely. Heck yeah. Probably like, yeah, like meth byproducts leaching into the ceiling and shit from
So everybody,
the production process. Ugh.
you see what happens when you sell drugs, have a flop house, nuisance house, all of the above. Because once you make the sheriff's high-intensity target list,
Gross. Breaking new 2020 election scandal. Oh, Bad Kitty Unleashed does pretty good work a lot of the time. She's just a little old lady, as far as I know. One person, but just great digging. Not always right. I mean, she's definitely got some stuff wrong here and there, but by and large, it's very, very good work. Let's see. A new 2020 election scandal. Soros ran a $500 million organized plan called Partnership for Safe Voting to administer the 2020 election to benefit Democrats. This included utilizing the Brennan Center to litigate. We're talking drop boxes, ballot deadlines, fighting fraud allegations, ballot curing, etc. And the Brennan Center was even involved in audits. They did this as a member of the Soros Neo-Philanthropies State Infrastructure Fund's Voting Rights Working Group. Leila Isfahani as co-director of Open Society US created the Partnership for Safe Voting. This ran under Neo-Philanthropy's State Infrastructure Fund plus other organizations. She was promoted to Executive Director of Open Society Foundation after this. Last year, she, Leila Isfahani, created and co-chaired the Partnership for Safe Voting, a large philanthropic partnership to protect voting in the face of the pandemic, voter suppression, and disinformation, which raised over $500 million for frontline organizations. Joe Goldman, president of the Omidyar Democracy Fund, a member of the org of the Soros Democracy Alliance, also co-chaired the Partnership for Safe Voting. Our grantees provided crucial technical assistance and education to local election administrators, adopting mail-in voting. Oh, wow. Implemented health protocols at polling centers. Oh, wow. And recruited, you remember all the funky stuff they pulled trying to prevent certain people from, actual observers, like the people who were supposed to be observing. They prevented them from actually being able to observe under color of, the ridiculous health protocols, and social distancing stuff. Remember all that crap? I do. Like preventing people from, the observers from being able to see the matching signatures, like forcing them to stand at such a distance where they were entirely unable to actually do what they were there to do. Yeah. Recruited thousands of much-needed poll workers. Yeah. Multiple pieces of software created to protect the 2020 election were created by the Trump resistance. The same people that colluded under the Soros master plan. Protect Democracy ran the Transition Integrity Project. That was mentioned in the Times Fortification article. They ran both Vote Shield and Ballot Shield in 2020. Lisa Monaco was involved in Vote Shield too. Huh. I don't know what that is supposed to say. Rebed V? No clue. And the misinformation reporting portal were funded by the Joe Goldman Democracy Fund. Joe Goldman, the co-chair of Partnership for Safe Voting, admitted that they were partisan hacks, even though running 501c3 charities to do this. Yeah, all of this election collusion stuff they did was to benefit the Democrats. Duh, obviously. We were anchored in our values, not the sense that the ultimate goal is actually some kind of bipartisan stance. The direct quote. And worries about entire sets of nonprofits having their 501c3 status revoked, which I'm sure you'll remember there was a period in April where everybody said that's coming, and then it didn't come. That's right. They can come after my 501c3 status. They can target my staff or myself, but I am far more protected than those on the front line. Apparently a direct quote from this person. Weird. From Goldman. Joe Goldman. Protected how? Indeed. Obviously, they got more money than they intended. Here's the Democracy Funders Network call for funding. DFN is ran by Rachel Pritzker. I have to presume it's of the Pritzker family. Like that Pritzker family. And Mike Berkowitz. DFN also put a call in for funding the Transition Integrity Project ran by Project Democracy, mentioned in the Times Election Fortification article. Okay. According to Mike Berkowitz, who was co-founder of DFN with Rachel Pritzker, the 2020 election was all about philanthropy. Cash. Lots and lots of cash flowing, well, who knows where. Mike Berkowitz, philanthropy wound up having to play a role in the election administration itself for the first time in history. Robert Wiblin, just to be clear, you're saying philanthropists were funding the operation of the election, like the existence of polling places and things. I saw that and I couldn't believe it. Berkowitz responds, for instance, there was an actually not great Time magazine piece by Molly Ball on this a few weeks ago. They talked about it in really conspiratorial terms. Ooh, well, that makes me want to read that timepiece. Can I find that, por favor? No link? Boo. Interesting. Wow, this is quite an extensive thread. Oh man, it just keeps going and going and going. I'm gonna drop a link to this. Keeps digging into Berkowitz, Brennan Center, DFN. Democracy Funder Networks. Let me drop the link here. Oh no, where's my DLive? Go. Someone can copy over to other platforms. That would be great. Okay, let's keep going. Maybe we'll come back to that if there's time at the end. New bombshell claims being made by attorney Christina Bobb on the Arizona fake electors case. Says it appears the Arizona Attorney General accepted $200,000 in what seems to be a quid pro quo arrangement, granting the Democratic Attorneys General Association, via its initiative, the state's United Democracy Center, prosecutorial authority to target political opponents. What? It's crazy. Specifically, the Democratic Attorneys General Association allegedly paid Arizona AG Chris Mays $200,000 in exchange for which she delegated prosecution powers to pursue Trump attorneys, allies, and electors, just to their chosen cronies. My God, that's insane. How the FBI can help us help them solve the pipe bomb mystery. Indeed. Okay.
We have to talk about the Blaze's new January 6th report.
Yes, we do. I'm not convinced. I've got questions. It may indeed be the woman in question, but it seems to me like it's not exactly a certainty.
It is not surprising. I will say we don't know exactly. This report isn't entirely confirmed yet. It's early. It just popped over the weekend.
I would highly encourage everyone, hosts especially, but really just everyone generally, to be super, super careful with this one.
But what it looks like is you have somebody at the Secret Service who is, to quote their headline, a forensic match for the January 6th pipe bomber, according to sources. So that is somebody who was in the Capitol Police at the time, now actually reassigned this person to the CIA. This person now works at the CIA. Blaze did a gait analysis, which can match just the way that you walk, the way your body moves based on CCTV, to this person. My friend and colleague, former colleague Christopher Bedford, been on the show, is almost arrested while he goes to the one of the locations in this story that is clearly being surveilled. And so, Mike, right now, there is some indication that the Trump administration
I'm curious to hear the details about that. What?
is thinking about infiltrating left-wing groups like Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover style, that type of thing. That's actually what's on the table with this ongoing January 6th investigation, that the pipe bombs were potentially false flags to draw law enforcement officers away from a response.
Oh, they absolutely were.
At
100% were.
the Capitol, and I was at the Capitol covering it live as it was happening. This is, about not even half a mile away for where the action is, outside the RNC and the DN.
You would not believe the flood of officers that that descended on that area. It was nuts. I'd never seen anything like it before or since. It was fucking crazy.
Tell us how you're reacting to what the Blaze is reporting in this case, Mike.
I mean, I literally came up out of the metro like right as it was all going down, and it was bonkers.
I like Steve Baker and
I so wish that I had filmed the entire thing, but I only got the camera up and running at like the tail end of it. You can definitely see some of it in the footage. Nuts. It was nuts. Like, we were, like, I came up the escalator, the cop at the top, literally doing this, like, telling everyone that came up the escalator, go, 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 get the fuck out of here, go, 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 some really bad shit's going down, go, get the fuck out of here. Like, it was nuts. It was insane.
The blaze I like
and vehicles with their lights on and sirens, like giant ass, marked and unmarked, just all directions, everywhere, going the wrong way down the street, going the right way down the street, just piling towards I think the metro comes up like right by Capitol Hill Club, which is that little green awning that you see in a lot of these videos all the time. It's like right next to the RNC.
Respect, you know, them both.
It was freaking nuts.
Very much. On this, this is a huge claim, and you know, what's the quote? You know, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I would like to see the actual, you know, forensic. You know, what's the name of the program that was used to do this gate match? Like, walk us through that. You know, show up.
Yeah, like that is completely missing from this alleged story. Okay, I'm glad that Benz is highlighting that, because again, I have serious questions about that story. I would urge everyone else to exercise extreme caution with it. I have questions about just the story itself, the people involved in the story. I got questions about them too. And it may, again, it may end up being her. It may not. The point is, it's really not at all clear. They don't show their work. Is like the entire point. They have. I'll play another clip on this that is a good rundown of what's missing.
Show the math on it, you know, because this is obviously something that you know, plays to look at. I mean, it's very obvious that the pipe bomb was an inside job. To anyone who's studied this for even half a half-baked, high on, you know, whatever drug second, like, I mean, it takes about 2 seconds to realize, they shut down the investigation right away. They, I mean, effectively, they didn't update. They collected 39,000 video files. They only uploaded 4 of them. They never updated the, you know, the website ever again after September 2021. And they, it looks like they doctored the footage. They had a 1 frame per second black and white camera outside DNC headquarters. We were just talking about Watergate. Watergate was the break-in to DNC headquarters. You're telling me they learned so little from Watergate that they used a security camera system from the 1980s? The average 7-Eleven has a 30 frame per second camera.
The bomb, by the way, the pipe bomb itself, I never miss an opportunity to talk about the DNC pipe bomb, because if you've seen pictures of this alleged pipe bomb, it literally is like duct tape over a kitchen timer.
And the guy in charge of the
with some wires sticking out of it, it's ridiculous.
FBI at the time was the one who sold fake pipe bombs 3 months earlier in the Whitmer Fednapping case. Stephen D'Antuono.
Bingo.
That's right.
How did they bust them on the Whitmer Fednapping case, where over half of the
they tried to set him up with a federal agent going by the name Red.
Co-conspirators turned out to be federal assets or informants.
Who was an explosives expert. And they showed him a cool video of, you know, an SUV being blown up or something. You know, these guys love guns and tannerite and stuff. So they're like, oh, wow, yeah, heck yeah.
There's 2 FBI agents at this is the Detroit FBI field office that Steve D'Antuono, these guys were under, who went to a bunch of 3%ers. That was one of the militia groups. That was the big 3 militia groups, together with the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers on January 6th. Went to the exact militia group that was involved in January 6th, infiltrated them, convinced them to trained them on how to build homemade pipe bombs, and then busted them buying pipe bomb parts and charged them with attempted possession of weapons of mass destruction. And then, of course, the FBI and Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen, together with the FBI and some like special forces teams out of Quantico, held an emergency meeting on January 3rd, 3 days before January 6th, to have these secret commandos stationed around the Capitol because they were concerned about a weapons of mass destruction being present around the Capitol. And lo and behold, I mean, that's the technical term in Justice Department parlance for a pipe bomb. That was literally what they charged the Whitmer. So you know, if you read JFK and the Unspeakable, you know, this great sort of comprehensive tome around the JFK assassination, they refer to the Detroit FBI office as the Siberia office. So how did the head of the Siberia office of the FBI get this magic promotion to be the assistant special agent in charge of the Washington, D.C. field office in December 2020, right before January 6th? So the Whitmer Fednapping arrest happened in October. 2 months later, he's made, and just weeks before January 6th, the same guy who specializes in false flag pipe bombs is made the head of the DC FBI office when the pipe bomb is planted, and then you have 90 minutes of this guy walking around on tape, making phone calls, sending text messages. Then they said, oh, well, we got everybody else's AT&T and Verizon data, but we couldn't get it from the cell phone companies in this case because the data was corrupted. And then it turned out Thomas Massie talked to them, and they said, well, it wasn't corrupted when we sent it to them. I mean, now, the identity of the pipe bomber, it could be any number of permutations. It could be someone who is a federal officer or agent. I doubt it would be that direct. It could be someone who is a contractor, who is not, because we're going to want our deniable links.
Bingo.
Right. You're going to want some, like, it could be the case, for example, that they let this guy go. Because remember, we're not told 39,000 video files, and you can't even tell us the ethnicity. This person touched multiple surfaces all throughout this 90-minute jaunt, and you couldn't swipe a single skin cell or hair follicle from any one of those surfaces. There's no way. There's no way in hell. But if this person was, for example, someone who was talked into, setting up a pipe bomb or constructing a pipe bomb, but it was convinced to do it by a federal informant or a federal agent, then putting that person on trial, that would come out in the trial. So you wouldn't arrest that person. Basically, what I'm saying is this could be any number of permutations, whether or not it's somebody who is working with the government, who is not working with the government, someone who was not with the government but knew that the government wanted them to, the Justice Department wanted them to do this, or FBI wanted this, or someone who didn't know, was given this pipe bomb that was a dud by someone, didn't know that they were actually a federal. This is what happened in the Whitmer Fednapping case. Right. It was they did not know that that the people who were coming to their picnics and training grounds to teach them how to make pipe bombs were feds. They did not know the people that they were accused of buying the parts to make the pipe bombs were feds.
Randy Weaver. Yep.
Right. I suspect you have a very similar situation here, which is why they effectively shut.
Who is this girl? Party? Never heard of her. Cool. Unheard. Never heard of it. Interesting though. Okay, let's keep going. Venezuela announces big military deployment to counter U.S. presence. Oh boy, like what? Major nationwide military deployment to counter U.S. naval presence off its coast. Okay. operation has sparked fears in Caracas that the ouster of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is the ultimate U.S. goal, and that has effectively been stated outright by Trump himself, if I remember right. He's more or less stated that his days are numbered. Yeah. Laid down the prospect of going to war, but why would we need to? Just about guarantee you it would be a very quick and simple thing to take him out if we so chose, you know, if that's what we wanted to do. J.D. Vance and R.K. Jr. to attend Maha Summit. Where's this? It'll be a who's who of the Maha movement. Oh boy. Where to? Where is this? I want to know. Speaking of event Wednesday in Washington. Okay. Ooh. In Washington, huh? Tomorrow? Where's this crap at? I wanna check it out. I wanna go. I wanna see. There will also be a session on MABA, making American biotechnology accelerate. Okay, can we stop it? I think that's enough. I think it's enough with the acronyms. We reached saturation. That's no more. Russell Brand's gonna be there. How weird. Ilhan Omar just said she doesn't know why deportation is such a scary threat because she can go live wherever she wants. If that's the case, then yeah, what's the big deal? Why are you so freaked out about ICE?
Now listen to this. This is a congresswoman of the United States. Listen to this.
I mean, I have no worry. I don't know how they take away my citizenship and like deport me, but I don't even know like why.
Oh, I promise you, it would be very easy.
That's such a scary threat. Like, I'm not the 8-year-old who escaped war anymore. I'm grown. My kids are grown. Like,
yeah, I know you're an obnoxious wacko.
I can go live wherever I want.
Yeah, please do. Somewhere that's not here.
Oh, she can go and live wherever she wants. Boy, I wish she would. So wait.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker just called Border Patrol Chief Greg Bovino a snowflake. Are you kidding me? You fat cream puff.
A week ago that's led to Donald Trump deciding to pull CBP out, or the fact that Greg Bovino is a snowflake on a day when you can see some snowflakes.
Just keep going with the Ozempic, all right, JB? Just keep it up. You'll get there eventually. Google unveils $6.4 billion investment in Germany. Data centers and other projects as Europe seeks to catch up in the AI race. Yeah. I don't think there's any catching up to be done at this point for them. House Democratic Caucus will meet at noon tomorrow in Washington. House is going to be in next Friday now. Next Friday. Trump to sign groundbreaking executive order bolstering foster care. Huh. Oh, so. We'll strengthen the foster care system. Okay. Hopefully by making it a little safer. Easier to handle problem individuals, you know. All right, so it'll be focused on supporting foster youth transitioning out of the system to adulthood by expanding and enhancing access to education, workforce and career development, digital resources, and other supports. Part of the First Lady's efforts. Oh, here's some footage of the bridge collapse. Here we go. Oh man, look at that.
Oh, ciao Mattillo. Ciao Mattillo.
Look at this. That's Obama. Seriously? Oh man. Greets honor flight veterans in surprise visit during their DC trip. Oh, is he hanging around town? I'll bet he is. Surprised honor flight veterans who were traveling to DC from Wisconsin over the weekend to pay tribute to their military service. Boarded the plane full of World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam veterans on Saturday and thanked them for their sacrifices before shaking some of the visibly awestruck vets' hands. Okay, let's see it.
This honor flight is to
Oh boy.
honor all
Did a whole freaking video about it, huh?
the veterans of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. It's all free for them. We show them all their monuments and explain what their monuments are about. We just try to treat them with dignity that some of them didn't get when they came home from the war.
Hello, everybody. What? As we approach Veterans Day, I wanted to stop by and just say thank you for your extraordinary service. To you, your family, the sacrifices that all of you made to protect our country is something that will always be honored. And we are very grateful, and we also happen to welcome you with a 70-degree day in D.C., which doesn't always happen around here.
That's the first time I've seen a president, former or current, greet an honor flight, and that is absolutely amazing. A commander-in-chief, a leader who's going to show up and tell you that your service was worth something. I think that's the important part, so I think it was a great thing that happened.
Last time I got to see a president, it was Gerald Ford.
Honor flights are pretty cool, just generally speaking. I mean, pretty neat.
How about that?
It was really good in my heart today to see all these people. It's good. We still got people in our country, and that's good.
I had tears in my eyes. I just couldn't believe that there was that many people around that remembered us and was there to greet us, and it was just unbelievable.
Well, it means a lot because back then you got off the plane there and you had no welcome and people were almost booing you.
I'm real happy that now with current troops that come back from deployments, they get welcomed back really nice because that's what should happen. So it's being recreated in this flight and that makes you feel good.
I haven't flown for 50 years. And I was in the military from 72 to 76. Our country puts these things up, these memorials, honoring the men and women that served. You couldn't ask for something greater.
This has been going on.
Is this one? These guys. I don't know that I've.
You couldn't ask for something greater.
This has been going on over 20 years, and it started out very small, and now a lot of states have their own hubs, and they raise their own money and and they set up the whole flights. They set up where they're going to go, the buses, the flights. Flight like today from Madison, Wisconsin will come in the morning and leave in the afternoon, and we'll get them around to every monument we can within
That's cool.
reasonable time. Every city in this country has got veterans in it, I guarantee it. Go up and say thank you, and just tell them how much you appreciate them.
It would be an otherwise nice video if Obama wasn't just trying to profit and benefit from it. To God knows what end. All right, Russia says it's ready to discuss with the U.S. accusations of secret underground nuclear tests. Interesting. So, wow. So it would seem that that there is something to discuss. It would seem perhaps that Trump was right, and They've been doing nuclear testing this whole time. It's not just North Korea, it's China and Russia. Perhaps even others, Iran. Who even knows? I don't know. DHS officials reporting that the gangs in Chicago are ordering their members to shoot on sight. What shoot? Oh, federal officials. What?
Federal agents here in the Chicago area are on alert tonight, following word they are being targeted by leaders of a major street gang. This comes as Border Patrol agents are attacked by an individual shooter. Senior correspondent Mike Tobin has the story here in Chicago tonight.
Yep.
Chicago police get caught in the unrest in the Little Village neighborhood after DHS says a man drove up in a Jeep and fired shots at Border Patrol agents. Now, after shell casings and video were collected from the scene, multiple agencies tracked the shooter and a suspect is in custody.
An illegal alien that has a past felony conviction for firearms. This suspect's in custody, and they're pursuing leads based on this suspect. It appears he was in the Jeep, and he was armed.
DHS released pictures of federal vehicles damaged after at least 4 were rammed this weekend. Others were pelted with bricks and cans of paint. And Border Patrol agents were alerted that the street gang, Latin Kings, directed their membership to shoot on sight. Federal agents operating as part of Operation Midway Blitz.
A shoot-on-sight threat for federal law enforcement, that's extremely concerning to us. We actually put that out on an intelligence bulletin to all federal law enforcement, especially Border Patrol.
Federal agents and their top brass say the rhetoric from elected officials in Illinois, calling agents everything from Nazis
freaking crazy
to barbarians, triggers violence and lawlessness.
We were protesting peacefully when, for no reason, the Gestapo let go of a flash.
Oh, please.
Ban.
Leaders in Washington anticipate more violence as people in the neighborhoods are encouraged to form mobs, record with their phones, and make noise each time agents make arrests.
It's really disgusting in the fact that they keep trying to turn the tables on ICE with this crazy rhetoric that makes us out for being the bad guys for doing a law enforcement mission.
Now, last week, U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis issued it.
Unfortunately, these people are everywhere, guys. Every major city and beyond. A lot of kooks here, unfortunately, and I don't know what we do with that.
This is a report on Blaze Media.
Okay, Julie Kelly on the... Oh, well, speaking of, let me play this clip first before I forget. Oh, never mind. That's quite long. It is quite long. But I highly recommend watching this regarding the Blaze's pipe bomber allegations. Ken Silva has a lot of good analysis on that. All right, let's see what Julie Kelly had to say in order.
This is a report on Blaze Media, and this was authored by Steve Baker and Joe Hanneman, 2 reporters who have covered January 6th. And this was teased last week, to your point, by Glenn Beck and Steve Baker, that this was going to be the greatest political scandal of all time, that this would implicate high-level Trump administration officials, including perhaps CIA Director John Ratcliffe, DNI Director Tulsi Gabbard, and others, related to who these reporters believe they have identified as the individuals seen on that very grainy, low-quality surveillance video of a hoodie suspect walking around Capitol Hill on January.
Yeah, I am not convinced.
5th.
I am not convinced.
That evening, which is the time frame.
They are leaving out a lot. Like, they are not showing their work at all, and that should give you pause when it's something this crucial and this big of a deal, for them to just not show what they're basing their decision making on at all whatsoever, really. And just expect you to just trust them, bro. Basically, it's absurd. You should be seriously cautious about spreading what is essentially still a rumor at this point yourselves. Just want to put that out there. Be very careful with this.
That the FBI and law enforcement believe those 2 dummy explosive pipe bombs were planted outside the headquarters of the RNC and the DNC, only to be conveniently and coincidentally discovered 17 hours later to coincide with the start of the joint session of Congress. So this article took over social media and the internet all weekend, and it was supposed to not just identify this pipe bomber, but also expose this big scandal. Well, the article, in my opinion, fell far short of providing enough solid evidence to almost definitively, they said 98%.
Yeah, I have to agree big time with her here.
Based on this gate analysis, which we can kind of talk about, meaning...
Well, except, no, but we really can't because they haven't really shown us what they're basing any of that on.
The walking...
It's ridiculous.
...mannerisms and style of a Capitol Police officer.
You mean gait? You mean gait like a horse would have a gait, or like a human would have a gait? The way you would walk, correct? The way you would propel yourself forward. Okay, keep going.
Correct. So G-A-I-T, not G-A-T-E, gait.
Right.
So apparently what happened is Steve Baker was looking at video from January 6th, Capitol Police officers who were using what they call non-lethal munitions on the crowd. You and I have talked about that. And he apparently saw a Capitol Police officer who he thought had the same gait pattern as this individual on January 5th.
That's what this all comes down to, okay? Like, this isn't like there's some hard trail of evidence with her. It's literally like they happened to see a female officer and they thought to themselves, hey, that kind of looks like it could be the same walk as the person in the pipe bomb. Like, it's a bit much, if you ask me.
Still has not been identified, January 5th, 2021.
Is there something unique enough about the suspect? Because this is like the Magruder film, kind of. You and Beatty and Posobiec and Glenn Beckstein and many others for hours and hours.
Magruder?
And hours have gone over.
Zapruder?
Over all this grainy footage.
I think he meant Zapruder.
I mean, Beatty was on the show one time. You talk about Glenn and his team. I mean, Beatty was on the show one time for an hour, and I think we went over this thing, and he had like every movement of this. And I didn't have a suspect at the time, but why this was so important, why the official narrative was a lie, and how this was going to be something that would explode the whole Fedsurrection, ma'am.
Right. Well, as Darren Beatty has said, and I think Darren Beatty and I have uncovered the most information, evidence, shady circumstances related to the pipe bombers, both at the DNC and RNC. But what Darren always said is if you expose the truth about the pipe bombs, the entire January 6th narrative unravels, because that was the incident, that those 2 incidents really initiated the panic that day.
And I think that's what Glenn's talking about. If you solve the identity of this pipe bomber, or you can get the idea that the feds knew a lot more about this pipe bomber, even maybe being part of them or knowing about it, this gets to be Watergate level, because then the entire official narrative collapses, correct?
Correct. And this is something we've talked about for years. And Darren Beatty and I have suspected for years, and you and I have talked about this as well, that this was an inside job, that law enforcement in some capacity was tied to the planting of one or both of these devices. I just had a report out last month that you and I talked about, more suspicious surroundings related to the woman who discovered the RNC pipe bomb. She worked for FirstNet, which of course is a law enforcement agency, and then the DNC. So
she's referring to Carlin Younger there.
It's not exactly news that this is an inside job, that law enforcement was somehow involved one capacity or the other. I think this might be new to Glenn because of how he's talked about it, but it certainly is not to us. So if this individual, and we won't name her name because you could see people are already backing off this report as they identified this woman who now is under police protection, by the way.
I'll bet she is after the shitstorm that ensued with this. And I gotta say, if it turns out that it's not her, that leaves the Blaze in a very precarious position, as does, same goes for anyone else that followed suit with this and, went all in on this. Like I saw a ton of people doing. There was, in my opinion, an active effort using social media, like anonymous social media accounts, to in fact encourage people to extend themselves and throw their weight behind this. Things like the mainstream media won't say her name, so you have to do it for us. You've got to use your voice because the mainstream media won't do it. I saw people demanding that people do this on Twitter, like dropping this crap in people's comments. Big, faceless, anonymous accounts tweeting these things, encouraging people that followed them to do the same thing. No, man. If it ends up not being her, which it very well may not be, you bet your ass. If I were her, I'd be suing the shit out of all those people. That's what I'd be doing if I was that lady.
I think really dubious evidence.
Because naturally the MAGA people would seek immediate vengeance, correct? Revenge.
Well, look, it's really irresponsible to float someone's name without enough substance.
Yeah, with basically nothing, zero substance.
With evidence that confirms that this is
it honestly astounds me that the Blaze would do this.
Absolute.
Really makes me question Glenn Beck.
Identity of this suspect. I mean, this is a very controversial issue.
It is a serious lapse in judgment.
And one of great consequence to both the individual and anyone else who would have been involved. So
is the evidence that they put forward, was they actually put pictures of her up there and they compared the grainy footage of the suspect or the unidentified person walking its gait versus her gait, so you could actually compare and contrast?
We don't know because the article did not embed any video clips.
Right? Nothing. Zero.
That had been used as samples for this gait analysis. So we don't know what video this one analyst or the software that was used, but we certainly don't have the video clips. And what I think it is also a little bit questionable here is that in the article they say they did not use the FBI grainy footage that we've all seen for years, that they used different footage that was clearer and had a more accurate timing to it. Now, as you know, Darren Beatty years ago broke down how a lot of that video, especially the video captured by the DNC security footage, how it was purposefully slow, that it had such a slow frame rate to suggest that it had somehow been manipulated. So what footage did they use? We don't know. They didn't put the video clips in the piece, which I feel like, from a journalistic standpoint, if you're going to call someone's name
seriously lacking,
you better provide the public with the evidence that you're using as a basis of that conclusion.
Yep. It absolutely mirrors all my own thoughts on the entire thing. And I have to repeat again, I really encourage other hosts to exercise extreme caution with this story. Because that's all it is at this point, a story. There is, what is there backing this? It is highly irresponsible for them to. It shocks me that they would do this. Really question that. It would, what was the process of decision making that brought them to the point where they thought that this would be all right? I don't really puzzle. I mean, maybe they've got more and they have yet to release it. Maybe that's it, and there's there's further that we're just not aware of yet. Further information, evidence of some kind. But at this point, I got to say, it does not convince me at all. And I would love to say otherwise. I would love to say that it did, because I would love to know the answer to that freaking question. I do still think it's a woman. I absolutely think it looks like a woman. But I'm not convinced by this. And I think it's really questionable, like what's being attempted with this. So just be careful with it, please, everyone. For all your sake. Take care with it. House Rules Committee will meet 6:30 p.m. on the Senate shutdown package. Oh, video shows what is this? A train conductor asleep as train barrels at 50 miles an hour, throwing riders and nearly smashing into cars. What? Train operator slumped over just before the train hit a turn at 50 miles an hour. Did it stay on the tracks? I'm sorry, the driver says. Relax, relax, relax. We didn't crash. Relax. This is like a subway train? Oh, man. Yikes. That's crazy. San Francisco's probably nodding out on freaking pills or some crap. Wow. Where's the video, man? I want to see the video. New York Post. Assholes. Oh, there. Here we go.
Relax. We didn't crash. Relax.
Y'all, we didn't crash this shit. Y'all needs to calm down. I didn't see no speed limit sign. Oh, dude, she is 100% nodding the fuck out. Fentanyl or something. Yup. 100%. See that? See that?
We didn't crash. Relax.
That's some druggy shit right there. The head just slamming back like that. Oh man, that is she was on something. That's terrifying, actually. Wow. Here's Rubio arriving in Canada for the G7. Yes, that's right. That's going on. Officers in Nashville asking for the public's help to identify the driver of a car that dragged a dog? Who drags a pup?
Where you can see what appears to be a silver Nissan Altima driving up and down the road.
On purpose? To be mean to it?
Then behind it is a young dog, chained to the back of the car, running to keep up.
It blows my mind that somebody...
Instant electric chair
would be just openly in the middle of a Sunday doing that around the
Firing squad
neighborhood.
The dog is caught on camera passing multiple houses around 9:30 a.m. Then, at some point, the chain must have snapped, and that's when Shelby and Addison Harvett found him.
When we got him, he wasn't eating, drinking, and any type of movement or any type of noise at all. Like his tail's tucked between his legs. He's like hiding.
They were able to get him inside and contacted the Metro non-emergency line. Somehow, the dog
He's a good boy. Look at him.
is uninjured. They say in the day they spent with him,
Electric chair for whoever did that.
the shaking, timid pup started showing off
He's a good boy. Look at him.
his playful
Who does some shit like that, man?
personality.
Instantly got excited that we were downstairs, and he's going in between your legs, and his tail's wagging, and he did a full 180.
People like that, execute him. Get him out. Bye-bye. Lethal injection. Firing squad. Don't care. Whatever.
As we join you this evening, there is a deal in Washington, D.C. to end the shutdown. 8 Democrats have defied Chuck Schumer, crossed party lines, and are voting with Republicans for a series of bills that will reopen the government. It'll be the House continuing resolution through January, plus the addition of 3 minibuses to fund various other legislative endeavors for an entire year. Those 8 Democrats are Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia, Senator Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Senator Cortez Masto, Senator Rosen, Senator Durbin, Senator Sheehan, Senator Hassan, and independent senator who always caucuses with the Democrats, Angus King.
Dickie Durbin.
Now, those Democrats...
Curious to see if their compatriots come for their heads for crossing the aisle on this. Stephen Miller reveals President Trump is serious and is going to push hard on, the $2,000 dividend checks. Really?
$1,000 tariff.
Well, bring it on. I need that shit. I'm broke as a joke, man.
Is that something the president's going to push hard, or did he say that off the cuff, or what?
No, it is something he's going to push hard as part of his economic plan. With the record revenue that's coming in through tariffs, as we lower corporate taxes, as we lower business taxation, as we lower personal income taxation, we're able to now get more and more revenue through foreign imports to power the Treasury and to be able to give rebates to the American people. It's all part of the America First economic plan. Make America the cheapest, easiest, most effective, most efficient place to do business with the least intrusive regulations, the most affordable energy, the most streamlined permitting process, the greatest emphasis on innovation, and collect revenue from foreign countries that are importing their goods into our country, which will secure our supply chains.
$1,000 tariff.
If you'd like to give me a dividend check yourself, because, again, brokey jokey, it's bad. Bills are hitting, and we need assistance again, so please, if you can.
Did you see that in chat? That I followed Jesus says at PSB, sorry, unable to deliver your message to the following address, tips at Patriot Soapbox. No MX record found for domain. I don't know what they're
well, it
talking
looks like
about.
they spelled Patriot Soapbox wrong, so.
I don't know what that's
They
about.
spelled it Patriot Soapbox. You gotta switch the I and the O there. I follow Jesus.
Okay. I never even heard tips at Patriot Soapbox. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't even know that it's a functioning address anyway, so.
Okay. Yeah, use DonorBox, you guys. Pam
Yep.
has said it over and over again.
DonorBox is the way to
They don't
go.
take as much. Yeah.
Oh, geez, we're like nearly halfway through November, and we got nothing in there. Oof. Come on, friends. Definitely use some help. I know people are like spending on holiday gifts and whatnot, but could definitely use the help. It's getting kind of rough. So
Dire.
yeah, it's not good. We're down to like maybe $100 left in the PSB account, so not good. Until DLive comes through, if and whenever they decide to do that, we'll at least have
the
a
poopers.
like, I don't know, $300 or so there. But there's no telling when that's ever gonna happen. They sometimes do it after 3 or 4 weeks. Sometimes it takes 2 months. It's all over the place with them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it sucks. All right, let's see. Did I play this one?
Dividend. Is that something the president's going to push hard, or did he say that off the cuff, or what?
No, it is something he's going to push hard as part of his economic plan.
Yeah, okay, we did. All right, anything else here? Just a few minutes before I pass it over. Get those. What? Oh, Supreme Court sides with Trump. What is this?
That's exactly right. We're waiting for some reaction from the White House. We're told that the Supreme Court extended its temporary pause on the Trump administration sending out those SNAP benefits to more than 40 million Americans, meaning that this is a temporary victory for the White House. They do not have to send out these SNAP benefits that many count on until at least 11:59 p.m. on Thursday. But it is possible the shutdown ends by then. It looks like it's moving that way. But of course, Brett, in Washington, D.C., in 2025, nothing is done until it's done.
Yep, you can say that again.
Is there any decision on the tariffs?
Not that I'd heard, not yet.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and a last little video thanking veterans for their service. Why not? We'll finish with that. Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Today, to every veteran, we say the words too often left unsaid. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much. When danger came, when duty called, when Almighty God asked, who had the will and the strength to defend the land of the free, each and every American veteran stood up and said, here I am, send me, here I am. Generation after generation, America's warriors have left behind the comforts of home and family to face violence, evil, and death so that our families could know joy, goodness, and peace. The American dream surges forward, and our magnificent destiny stands more splendid and glorious than ever before.
Nice. That's the video. Cool. All right. Well, it's in your hands.
All
Let me
right.
pop
Thank
my share
you.
off here. Yeah, have a good show.
All right. Thank you, Pam.
Yeah.
Have a good evening.
I will. See ya.
Oh, and I don't think anyone's taken tomorrow morning. That I gotta always translate in my head. It's my 6 to 8, but it's your 7 to 9. I can come in and do that in the morning.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait. No, it's not tomorrow morning. I'm so sorry. Yeah,
What day
it's
is it?
Wednesday.
Yeah, I guess it would
It's
be, right?
Wednesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday and Thursday that Graybeard has it now, and Wednesday is open yet.
Right, that's it.
Okay, I will show up.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. Awesome.
Okay. All right. Have a good evening.
You too. See ya. All right, everybody. Thanks. Thanks, YouTube. That's it for me. I'm out. And I will see you guys tomorrow evening. All right. Adios.